Hello everyone. I want to talk about some serious things for the new year coming up, right? First of all, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Garth Campbell, and I've been thinking about all those things that happen during the course of the year. You know what I mean? You start the year and you say, wow, ah boy, these are some of the things you want to do and all of that. And by the end of the year, you look at yourself and say, what have I done? What have I accomplished? And I think if we're not careful, we can spend the majority of our lifetimes going through similar occurrences year after year after year if we don't put in place measures to make things better for every year, right? And hence I just wanted to do a little short video based on books that I've read, based on videos that I've watched, and even my experiences in life about things that we can do to subsidize our incomes and to later on transitioning out of the rat race. So this video is showing you how to accomplish that, how to quit the rat race in 2016 for the new year and beyond, right? First of all, I just want to say that we always have things in life since birth that we've been told that are the path to success: to study hard, to do well in school and get good grades so you can get a good job. And most of us followed along that thinking to say that, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna follow that trend set. But I don't know about you, but it seems like our parents, while they had good intentions, didn't really zero in onto what it really takes for us to accomplish what we wanted out of life. Meaning, what do we want? What do we want really, most of us? When you think about it, most persons really want to live a wealthy or a rich lifestyle. A rich lifestyle doesn't mean that you're going to just have money and just be flamboyant with it. But a rich lifestyle enables you to buy whatever you want, whether it be a car, or a house, or whatever. And it enables you to take care of your families, your friends, enable you to have fabulous homes, properties, to get the best in terms of health, anything at all, food. You can go on vacations across the world, to live life without boundaries, basically, to have limitless possibilities. And it enables you to have time. Time is one of the most important things that I think that a person really needs to spend with their family. We all yearn for something better and attempt to, as personal change, is what we want to get some of these, good stuff out of life, the change factor. So we have to come up with a mindset for this year and beyond to turn a new leaf, to have change in our lives, right? And it's a saying by Jim Rohn, saying that your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. All right, when we stop changing, however, we run the risk of becoming stagnant and getting stuck. So if you don't change, if you don't decide to make a change in your life, you're gonna be basically just caught up in this everyday monotony, everyday not growing, not stretching, right? It is a necessary thing to have change, all right? It's a necessary component in our living, to our potential, and being the best we can be to take advantage of all that life has to offer, right? So basically, we have to make up in our minds that this year, from now, this time, this instance is when we're gonna have change in our lives, right? So we have to have that mindset first. And before I go on, I just wanted to just encourage you that whenever you get the chance to just, come to my blog or come to YouTube and view some of the videos that I'll be making for the new year, just as a way of encouraging you and to, ensure that you're making the right steps to have change in your life for the new year. So on to the next slide. All right, first off, if you really want to quit the rat race, you have to have an end in mind. You have to show or write down exactly what you have in mind. What's your intention? Know what is your desired standard of living. Sit and pencil it out. Write out your expenses, what they are, and as a consequence, what your desired income would be to make you happy. Basically, put down on paper what you want. How much money do you want? What's the exact amount you want? I mean, things that you have in mind, you might say, oh, I want this amount, or I want to have lots and lots of money. But really, lots and lots of money is relative. If you want a specific amount that you know that this amount will make it better for your life in terms of paying your expenses, paying for whatever food, shelter, clothing, the utility bills, taking care of your family, your children, school, car, whatever, and you put that in mind and you write that down and you have the amount figured out, you can say then, all right, every month for the next month, I want to attain an income of at least $6,000, right? $6,000, and this is what I'm gonna do to achieve it. So these are some of the things you want to do. Take it to consideration. You want to put that on paper to say, all right, this is what I want to accomplish every month. All right, so put it on paper, pencil it out, and after a while, after doing this, you also want to set up ways and means for you to accrue a nest egg of investment options. So do your research, check out the different instruments that are offered at different investment firms in different ways you can invest in, right? Whether it be by equities, stocks, and we'll talk about that later. All right, so we want that mindset, a new mindset for the new year, right? Next, we want to develop a budget, right? A budget enables you to track all your spending to every last dollar. It's basically a financial blueprint, right? It basically tells you how you can monitor your expenditures to see where your money is going. And I don't think we should really look into just monitoring. I think we should look into putting into place something. As we get our income, we can say, all right, this is where I want this amount to go. This is where I want that amount to go. So you can say, all right, you're getting $6,000 a month. All right, I'm gonna spend $150 on taking care of the food. I'm gonna spend a $300 to take care of the expenses for clothes, and you allot them each. But before you even do all of that, it is essential that you ensure that you pay yourself first, and we're going to talk about that later as we move on further in this presentation. Right? The next thing I want to think about is to spend less than you earn. Right? I think this bit of advice we will no award for originality, but sometimes simplicity is best. You cannot invest what you do not have. Basically, don't eat tomorrow's cheese today. If you spend more than what you earn, it will lead to a life of financial ruin. You can't have today's money and take it and buy everything, every new gadget that comes out, paying for endless amount of cable stations, paying for going out in the nights at all the restaurants, going all over, buying Starbucks every day. I mean, we have to rein it in. I mean, how many blue jeans can a person have? You really need a 10 pair of blue jeans? I mean, we have to ask ourselves, what is the necessity of taking this money and spending? What will it give us? It will give us a temporary joy or happiness, but after that, after you wear that jeans or you buy that gadget and you use it, it just becomes one of the many piles of stuff that you have, and you just get a temporary moment of happiness and you're back to where you were before. feeling sad and feeling hopeless. So we have to tell ourselves in advance to spend less than we earn, all right? And that is one of the key. Next, and this is the most essential thing I think in this whole presentation, right? I've read a book by the name of The Richest Man in Babylon, and one of the core essence of the book and the core point it brings across is to pay yourself first. In it, one of the main proponents in the book, or the main character, which was the richest man in Babylon, says, you must say this in the morning, in the evening, and before you go to bed. A part of all I earn is mine to keep. A part of all I earn is mine to keep. Right? So in a sense, when you get your salary, when you get your income, the one of the most important things you want to do is to take out that money that you have gotten first and allot it to your savings and your investment, right? As you can see below, paying yourself first involves subtracting savings and investment from your disposable income, and that will equal to your spending money. So you're automatically doing this. You're ensuring that it's done automatically, right? So your funds are deducted. You can set up things like a payroll deduction if you're working, and it will guarantee that your monies are deducted to wherever you want it to go, whichever bank or investment house you want it to go. You can set up it. If you don't have it with your company, you can arrange for it to be done by setting up a standing order at whatever investment company or bank that you are enrolled in. But this is one of the most vital part. Pay yourself first. You can't go around it, and I believe at the point, but I think it needs stressing, right? So this is very essential. All right. From time to time, we in life we come across, some persons are very lucky to come across some form of windfall. I mean, whether it be God forbid a long lost uncle that has died, or some distant cousin or somebody that has died and left your name in their will for getting some monies and probably a property or a car or whatever, something that is an asset. You are left to get that, or for some strange reason you have won something, whether it be a bonus or from work. You that's basically something that is a benefit to you. So it's basically a windfall that you have gotten, right? But when a lot of persons get these things, in no time it's spent off. It's the money is blown, and you don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Should by chance we happen to be coming across a windfall, right? So basically, where I don't know if you listen to rap, but there's this song by Snoop Dogg where it says, with the mind on the money and the money on the mind. You want it, in this case, you want to do the reverse. You want to take your mind off your money and your money off your mind when it comes to windfalls. Ignore it. Just put it in an investment instrument and leave it there, or watch it grow, but don't touch any of that money. Just ignore that money. No big pimping starter kit, as Jay-Z would say, for that particular money. So basically, you'd normally take care of your regular expenses from your regular income that you have gotten, and just invest the money, the windfall money. The main thing in terms of what you must do with it, yes, initially you're ignoring it, but what you're gonna do now is to show that to make sure that it's invested properly, particularly in something like a compound interest instrument. But most of the savings or investment that you can go into will guide you towards that you can have something that yields high compound interest or even regular compound interest. As Einstein is saying down at the bottom, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. So basically this is coming from one of the most brilliant minds that was ever created in modern history. He's saying that compound interest is very, very powerful. So, having money invested and put aside in a compound interest savings account or investment will do great things for your financial life in the future to come. All right. The next thing, and one of the most vital thing you want to do, is to pay down your debt. All right. Pay down the debt that you have. It doesn't make any sense you have debt and you're going to take on other debt. Persons have had credit cards, take out credit cards. These credit cards are like killers. They have been sent to us through mails. I've heard of cases where credit cards have even been sent to dogs, to dead people. I mean, persons who have gone, long lost and gone, and they are still sending out credit cards to them. Is a reason why these banks are want to send credit cards, because they know that, like Einstein said, compound interest. The interest, it's not only beneficial for saving, it's also detrimental for you when it comes to debt, because if you don't pay your credit card on time and pay more than the minimum, you're gonna be feeling it in terms of the interest that will accrue. So you want to make sure that you take care of your expenses with respect to paying down your debt. One of the biggest deal is to take care of your debts that you have in terms of the credit card, because this is really a killer, where you can take a chance with a small interest car payment or other loan. With the credit card, you don't want to take that chance. You want to pay that off as quickly as possible, or any other high yield interest rate loan. You want to pay that off as quickly as possible. Nothing feels good like being debt free, right? It makes you feel like Superman and Superwoman. So you want to ensure that you pay off your credit cards as quickly as possible, because this will allow you to have some form of funds that you can later on put into other savings and investment instruments. All right. The next key point is to also develop an emergency fund. An emergency fund basically safeguards you just in case of anything that comes up later on, whether it be a health emergency, somebody breaks their foot or back, or anything that can happen. Somebody gets sick, or you lose your job. Basically, you want to ensure that you have at least 6 months worth of salary saved up, right, to safeguard your family and to ensure that you can take care of the regular bills that are there, right? So get the mindset of setting up an emergency fund. Always have 6 months worth of salary set aside that you don't touch. Do not touch. The only time you touch this fund is when there is a real emergency. All right. So you want to guarantee that you take care of that, and it basically, having the emergency fund guarantees recovery in case of worst case scenarios, as I said before. So always have that in place. All right. The next thing you want to do after you take care of your debts and you have your emergency fund saved up and you're basically debt free, is to start checking your savings to ensure that you have a certain amount that you can put aside now for investment instruments. All right. You want to consult a financial advisor, and one of the best advisor I read about in Tony Robbins' book Money is a fiduciary. A fiduciary is somebody that is not biased in terms of a particular investment instrument or a company. He is obligated to show you the best things that you should invest in, right? So you want to seek out a certified fiduciary, which is an unbiased financial advisor, right? That will best advise you as to what to invest in, right? You want to also check out stocks in viable companies, companies that have been around and have been tried, tested, and proven. And also new companies too that that has the potential based on, doing your research and liaising with your financial advisor, that has the potential that will go for the long term. These are some of the best companies to invest in. And when you're investing in stocks, you don't go with the mentality that you're gonna buy today and sell tomorrow. Sometimes when you're investing in stocks, you invest for the long term. Buy, hold, and prosper. Right? Buy, hold, and prosper. So that's the mentality we want to look into when we are investing in stocks. You can also look into bonds and mutual funds for your investment. Bonds are offered for by the government to show to persons, like when the government has certain need for funds, they might sell some bonds to private persons, and then you're locked in over a period of time. Your principal is locked in, and you basically get those monies paying out dividends by a certain time, right? And a contract is signed and all of that. So yeah, you can look into bonds and mutual funds, which are very, very lucrative areas for you to invest your money. And one of the things, last but not least, is for you to look into opening your own business. And we're going to talk more about that. I mean, we want to look into being our own bosses. This is the core of what we want to do, to get out of the rat race. Being our own bosses, to set our own times. Our own, we don't have to be answering to anyone. We can be our own bosses, do what we're passionate about, and make our own decisions, creating stuff from our ideas, creating anything. I mean, there are so many. In the past, it was kind of, while it was even tougher, there were persons who had started their own business and got through in a boom. They were very prosperous. Now it's even more advantageous for persons, because with the dawn of the internet, there are so many possibilities. I mean, you can do to have a lucrative and a luxurious life. We need to look into what we feel in ourselves that we are very good at, and see if we can, from that skill that we have, from that talent that we have, get something from it in terms of generating an income from it, and just scale it up until we can actually have a business that can start on its own. So we need to look into things like that, right? And this is where I come into the last slide. We basically want to develop a scenario where we have passive income. Passive income really allows you to make money while you're sleeping, or while you're out in Bahamas, or while you're on a ship. Wherever you can set up passive income streams, right? Which are ways where you can pool your investments in things like online marketing, network marketing, Kindle books, stuff like confectionery dispensers, that you can put sweets and stuff in it, set up all over different areas in a city. So these are things you can do. Kindle books, you can write Kindle books. Right now, persons are making a lot of money from Kindle books. Persons write stuff on what they're passionate about, and it doesn't have to be once. You needed to have a publisher before you can send out a book. And to get a publisher, you had to be a good writer before a publisher would want to take up that challenge to go out and publish your book. Now, any person can go on and join Kindle, Amazon, and sell books. Not that you're gonna sell inferior quality stuff, but you're gonna sell the best things that you can put out. So you're gonna write about stuff that you're passionate about, and you don't necessarily have to be grammatically perfect either, right? You're just gonna write about stuff that you know you have a natural knack for. Sometimes you don't even have to write it. All you have to do is get persons, outsource it to persons who you can get at various platforms to write your book. But you're basically gonna check to see if the quality is up to your standards before you put it out, with a view that yes, this is what you're gonna put out. This is you stand by it, and you will be the author of the book. And once you put that online, you're gonna get a residual income from it. Also, you want to look into things like network marketing. Network marketing is one of the best ways right now to have to get funding and all of that, from where you can sell goods or services through a network and start off at bottoms and climb to the top by what you want to do in terms of whatever you're selling. Right? So as you know, the acronym for RICH is residual income creates happiness, and this is what we should strive for. This is what we should look for our families, for ourselves, for our community, for our friends. And having a rich, abundant life is something that we should all look into. I mean, we shouldn't feel that we should do without. When God created us, He said that we should be fruitful and multiply and inherit the earth. That is what we should aim to do. We should all go out there and live life without any limits, without any boundaries. We should go out there and tell ourselves that we can accomplish what we want to accomplish. We shouldn't put any limit on ourselves. There's nothing as possible as a made up mind. So I'm just sending this out to all of the persons that are watching. Just tell yourself, for the new year, there are these things that we're gonna accomplish. I'm gonna send you additional videos, and I'm gonna ask you to just click the link below for more stuff and for my blogs. So you can go on this blog that's below here, and you can view other stuff that I have coming out. I have a lot of stuff that I'm gonna send out to you, just to come to join this community of changers for the new year, right? So this is Gard Campbell once again, and just check out the videos that are to come, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Take care and live the best life you can for the new year.